So in this particular session, guys, we will be talking about the lice, right? That can also be called as louse. So if we talk about lice, guys, we are having three particular types in the lice category, right? And asked very frequently in the exams as well. So what are the three types of louse, or you can say three types of lice, right? So we are having three types as far as louse or lice is concerned, right? Now what are the three types over here? First type over here which we shall talk about, that is the head lice. You know, it is not very uncommon, it is very common, guys, right? Head lice, in the ears you can find the head lice. In Hindi we call it as June, right? So that is the head lice over here. Second one is the body lice, or you can say the body louse, right? And the third one, that is the genital or the pubic louse. It is also called as a crab louse, crab or the pubic lice or louse, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now if we talk about the head lice, right, it is also called as, guys, Pediculus, and the head you call it as capitis, capute, right? So capitis, so Pediculus, capitis. If you talk about the body louse, it is also called as the body is called as the corporis. So Pediculus corporis, Pediculus corporis, isn't it? And if we talk about the pubic louse, that is they are present in the genital regions mainly, right? So they are called as the Pthirus pubis, right? So P over here is silent, so that is the Pthirus pubis. Okay, so these names, right, might be asked, you should know that. So over here we shall talk about the you can see the louse over here, or whatever you want to call it, that is a lice or louse, right? So what we can find over here, right, they do not have wings, so obviously they can't fly, right? Second point over here, that they will be having the thorax region, they will be having the abdomen region, right? And they will be having the head, they will be having the antennae, right? So these are the major parts which we shall talk about as far as louse or lice is concerned. Then in the limbs, right, in the legs, how many pairs? 1, 2 and 3. 3 pairs of limbs are present over here as far as louse or lice is concerned, right? And at the end they will be having the claws, they will be having the claws at the end of their limbs as well, right? So how many points we have talked about? Many points we have talked about. So if we talk about the morphology as far as these lice are concerned, then morphology is like they will be having one head, they will be having one pair of antenna. Okay, so I'm highlighting that everything once again. So what we will be having, they will be having the one head, they will be having the one pair of antennae. Okay, then they will be having the 3 pair of legs, 1, 2 and 3, right? Then with that, what they will be having, they are having the 3 pairs of legs are present over there, which are actually attached to thorax region and the abdomen region, right? Thorax region and the abdomen region. Okay, so this is about what? This is about the lice, guys, over here. So we shall write the important points as far as morphology is concerned, right? So we shall write the morphology over here. So as far as morphology of the louse or lice is concerned, then we shall write that they are having one head, right? They are having one pair of antennae, right? They are having 3 pair of legs, they are having 3 pair of legs, right? And which are attached to their thorax and the abdomen, right? Do they have wings? They do not have wings, right? At the end of the limbs they are having the claws attached to that, right? They are having the claws attached to that, right? They are the claws over here. So what are these? These are the claws. Okay, so please do remember, that's why they are having a very strong holding over to your hairs. If we talk about the head louse or head lice, right, you can't remove them just by the normal combing of your hairs, right? You have to need the special the special tooth comb, so that you can easily not the easily one, I would say, you can actually by gentle pushing over there, you can actually remove them. It's very difficult to remove them, so we are having different kinds of shampoos and all for that purpose as well. So over here, guys, we have talked about the morphology of particular louse or lice over here. We have talked about 3 types of the louse or 3 kinds of the louse, right? So you can see the 3 types of louse right now, okay, and how they are looking in structure as well. So you can see over here, this is the head louse, right? So head louse, you can see over here, you can see clearly they are having the antennae, clearly they are having the head, thorax, and you can see the abdomen as well, okay. So clearly you can see these structures over here. I'm just removing so that you can appreciate the structure. Then you are having a body louse, right? Body louse means Pediculus corporis, right? And head louse was Pediculus capitis. So Pediculus corporis, if you talk about body louse, here you can see the 3 pair of legs very easily. You can see over here, right? 3 pair of legs, and comparatively they are bigger in size as compared to the other ones, right? Here you can see the thorax is there, abdomen is there, right? With that head, and the pair of antennae is also present over here, right? That is about the morphology of this particular louse or lice. Then we come to the crab louse, which is the Pthirus, right? Pthirus pubis. That is a crab louse, or it is also called as the pubic louse, right? Pubic region louse. Over here, what we shall see over here, you know, they are having the different pair of legs, right? Many pair of legs are present, many pair of limbs are present over here, having a smaller head over here. Antennae are also present over there. With that, they are having several limbs, right? Anteriorly they are having 3 pair of limbs, and then posteriorly they are having some extensions as well, right? And they are having the ears on their limbs as well, right? So this is about the crab louse, right? So they are different in appearance also, so you should know how they are appearing also, right? So sometimes they are just giving the image in the MCQs, right? And in the exam they are asking us, they are expecting us to answer that what kind of louse or lice it is, right? So now we know that different kinds of structures of the louse, right? Now we shall move forward, and now we shall be talking about the stages of the louse or lice over here, or in a nutshell we can say that we shall talk about the life cycle, right? So now we shall talk about the life cycle of the lice or the louse, right? So if we talk about the life cycle, in the life cycle only we shall talk about the stages as well, right? So it's very simple, guys, right? You know, if we talk about the stages, we're having basically 3 stages over here. First one is the egg over here, right? As you can see, the egg, right? It is also called as a NEET over here. After 7 to 10 days, what happens is, guys, in between a range of 1 week or so, right, they will be converting into the nymph. They will be converting into the nymph over here. After converting into the nymph, right, there also substages are present over there, right? Nymph is there. Nymph is also having their own stages, and then finally, within around 10 days or so, they will be having the adult form of louse or lice over here, as you can see, right? After that, they will be laying about 50 to 150 eggs over there, and so on, right? They can actually, the mode of transmission, if you talk about, guys, it can be that either the direct mode of transmission, or it can be the indirect mode of transmission over here. So how many stages, guys? Please say with me. You know, first of all, we were having the eggs, then we had the nymph, and then we are having the adult. So very simple over here, right? They are not having a very longer life cycle. They are not having a very longer life cycle. So if we talk about the journey from the egg to the adult, as far as louse or lice is concerned, it is generally around 2 months only. As you can see over here also, you know, in just a matter of 7 to 10 days, they are just converting into the nymph. In more 10 days, they are just converting into the adult, right? So they are not needing very long life cycle. So generally they are having a shorter life cycle as compared to the other kinds of you know, insects, or you can say other kind of species over there, right? So louse are generally not having a very longer span of life, I would say, right? So they are generally adult also, they will be living for around 30 to 50 days, right? If you talk about the adult only, they will be living for around 30 to 40 days. So they are not having very longer life cycle as far as the louse or lice are concerned, right? Now we shall talk about you know, some of the diseases which they can transmit actually, right? So in the louse in itself, we have talked about that, you know, we are having 3 kinds of louse or lice. What are the 3 types or the 3 kinds of louse? I have talked about that head louse is there, body louse is there, and pubic louse is there. If we talk about the disease, they can transmit the disease such as, they can transmit the disease, right? They can transmit the disease like first one over here, that could be the relapsing fever, right? They might be able to transmit the epidemic typhus, right? Mind you, I am talking about the epidemic typhus, not the endemic typhus, right? Then we shall be talking about the trench fever, right? Third one, it could be the trench fever, and it could be the pediculosis. So these four diseases you should remember as far as louse or lice are concerned, right? So how you can prevent them? You know, personal hygiene, proper sanitation measures are very good steps. So, you know, personal hygiene and proper sanitation measures, right? Proper sanitation measures. You can understand very easily, because if you will be, you know, having a bath daily and properly taking care of your hairs, properly taking care of your body, right? So obviously the chances of the louse or lice will be decreasing tremendously. So proper sanitation measures and the personal hygiene, right, they will be serving the purpose of prevention of these particular louse or lice over here. Okay, different kinds of louse are there for everything, right? Now, second thing, what could be the insecticide you shall be using, right? If we talk about the insecticide, right, if you want to talk about the treatment or you want to talk about the prevention purpose on a larger scale, then insecticide we shall use over here, that will be the Malathion. So many of the things, you know, Malathion is kind of a universal insecticide for many of the insects, right? We are using the Malathion for the prevention part, right? Okay guys, so that was about the louse or lice, right? One more thing over here I would like to mention that, you know, if you talk about the epidemic typhus, right, it can be caused by the Rickettsia provozeki, guys, right? If you talk about the epidemic typhus, so let me write over here, epidemic typhus, and we have talked about the relapsing fever also, right, and the trench fever. I told you that they are transmitting these diseases. At the same time, right, they can be caused by, right, epidemic typhus, if you talk about, it can be caused by the Rickettsia provozeki, Rickettsia provozeki, right? If you talk about the relapsing fever, it can be caused by the Borrelia recurrentis, Borrelia recurrentis. This you might have covered in your microbiology also. And trench fever, if you talk about, then it can be caused by the Rickettsia quintana, right? Rickettsia quintana, right? So these are some important points about the lice or the louse. Thank you.